Hello, students, and good afternoon. You're welcome to another English class today. Today we shall continue our classes, and we shall be learning about gerunds. We shall be learning about gerunds today, and in a minute we'll go into details of what gerunds are. For now, just know that gerunds are verbs with ing. The ing form of verbs, those are what we call gerunds. For example, run is a verb. What is the ing form of run? Running. So running is the gerund for run. So that is what we are going to learn today, and how to use them, and the rules that are involved in writing the gerund form for most verbs. Well, we do as usual our warm up. And our warm up today is, you can see this picture right here. It's a picture of what? It's a picture of trees. And trees makes up what? Most part of a forest is made up of trees, and in forest you can find what we call wildlife also. So, write 3 words for each category. Any 3 words that come into your mind when you hear the word forest and when you hear the word wildlife, I want you to write it down. After a minute, we will do a talk to see if you get it wrong, if you got it wrong, or you got it right. But of course, I know you will get it right. There are tons of words for forest and tons of words for wildlife. Okay, take one. See you after 1 minute. Today we shall be treating stuff in our course book activities, and what we'll be doing today includes some work on grammar, some work on writing, and of course group activities. So let's go dive right into the grammar work. So remember, today I said we are doing what? We are learning about gerunds, and I've told you that gerunds are ing form of verbs. So let's just read and see. Use of English ing forms. We use ing forms, that is the verb plus ing, in English, where some other languages use infinitives. Don't get it twisted. Infinitives just means the basic form of the verb. That is what infinitive mean. For example, an infinitive word is run. The verb in its purest and simplest form is called an infinitive. Like run, sleep, cry, jump. Without the ings or without the past tense and all that, that is what we call infinitives. Okay? So, look at the examples. How would you say these sentences in your language? Ing forms as subject. Putting up a tent is easy. Putting up a tent is easy. As you can see here, the word putting is an ing form. And what this means is sometimes you can use the ing forms as subject of a sentence. Subject of a sentence is basically what the sentence is talking about. Now, the sentence is talking about putting up a tent. So, the ing word here is putting, and it serves as the subject of the sentence, the main idea in a sentence. Ing forms as object. The object is the second. Okay, anyways, we'll read and then I'll explain. I don't like falling into the water. I don't like falling into the water. So here, falling is an ing word and it serves as object. Okay? Here, it starts the sentence acting as a subject, and here it is in a sentence acting as object. And also, ing forms after a preposition. For example, I'm no good at putting up tents. I'm no good at putting up tents. So here you have 3 different forms of ing serving three different purposes, but in each case, the word, the ing word, is being used. What does this tell you? That gerunds can act as subjects, gerunds can act as objects, and gerunds can come after prepositions. You just have to write them in their ing forms. Okay, again, putting up tent is easy. The word putting is a gerund. It serves as an object, as a subject. Here, I don't like falling into the water. Falling here is a gerund. It acts as an object. And here it comes after a preposition. Preposition here is the word at. At. This is a preposition of place. I'm no good at putting up tents. Okay, this here talks about ability. Okay, so I'm no good at putting up tents. The word at is a preposition, and you can see here the gerunds come after it, putting. So here we have seen three uses of gerunds, and generally ing forms of verbs are called gerunds. So verb ing spelling rules. So these are the spelling rules. Like I said in the beginning of the class, there are certain rules to adding ing to infinitives. That is the purest or the simplest form of the verbs. There are rules. So here we look at some of these rules. When the word ends in I and you have to add the gerund to it, you just add the ing to the y. For example, play, fly, study. You add ing to it, play becomes playing, fly becomes flying, study becomes studying. If the word ends in e, if the infinitive of the verb ends in e, you eliminate the e. You remove the e, then add ing. For example, dance becomes dancing. The e is eliminated and ing is added. Whenever you are dealing with infinitives that end in e, you have to remember this rule. Take away the e before adding your ing. Fake becomes faking, and rhyme becomes rhyming, eliminating the e's in both cases. Also, if the infinitive ends in double e, ee, in this case, do not eliminate the e, just add the ing to the end. Here, see becomes seeing, flee becomes fleeing, agree becomes agreeing. Here, if it ends in ie, if the word ends in ie, you eliminate the ie and you introduce ing to the remaining word. The word die becomes dying. Ie is removed, you replace it with ying. Lie changes to lying, and tie changes to tying. Also, we have CVC words. This CVC words just means words that have consonant, vowel, consonant. Like double final C. If you have last double final C here, which is the last consonant, then plus ing. If the word has consonant, vowel, consonant, then you double the last consonant, then you add ing. For example, run becomes running. You double the last consonant, then add your ing. Put, double your T and put ing. Stop, double your P and put an ing. Okay, as you can see here in run, this is a consonant R, U is a vowel, N is a consonant, therefore you double the N, making it running. Also for put and for stop. I hope these spelling clues will be able to help you when you're writing the gerunds for different infinitives. So let's move forward. Okay, now to using the spelling rules we've just learned now to do some exercises. So when you add ing to verb ending in e, you usually drop the e, just what we've just looked at now. Make becomes making, ride becomes riding. In each case, eliminating the e at the end. If a verb ends in one vowel plus one consonant. Except for W and Y, you need to double the following consonants before adding ing. Rub becomes rubbing, double B. Nod becomes nobbing, nodding, double D. Swim becomes swimming, run, running, stop, stopping. Prefer, preferring, and get, getting. In all these cases, you add the last consonant word and make it double before adding the ing. It is important that you remember this rule. But for draw, you can't put double W because the exception to this rule is for W and Y. Okay, so remember that also. Draw remains as drawing with a W, and buy remains buying with one Y, and play still becomes playing just with one Y. In these cases, you do not double the consonants. Okay, you only double the consonant if the final syllable is stressed. For example, the stress in the words open and visit is on the first syllable, not the final syllable. So we don't double the consonant. Example, open, it gives you opening. Visit gives you visiting. In British English, the letter L is doubled before adding ing. Yes, this is very important. So here, travel is traveling, but this is in British. In American, you leave it as singular. Travel is the same thing as traveling with one L. So there's a little conflict here between the British English and the American English. Either way you spell it, it is correct. Except, of course, if there was specific instruction saying write the American spelling or write the British spelling. Then you double the L in the case of the British spelling, or you write a single L in the case of the American spelling. Okay, now we go to the use. We go to application writing. Use the words ending in ing to complete these sentences so that they are true for you. Remember, they should be true for you. Dash is easy or difficult. So, riding a bike is easy. If it's something difficult for you, you put a gerund and put is difficult. So, for example, for me, I can choose to say cooking plof is difficult because I don't know how to cook plof. Okay, so put a gerund here to make it true for you, an ing form. Number two, dash is fun. If I want, I can say playing football is fun. There's a gerund there. Okay, I'm just giving you examples. And here, for this 3, 4, 5, 6, you put a gerund at the end. Remember, you are writing a true sentence for you. What do I mean by a true sentence? A sentence that reflects your life, that reflects what you do, that is true for you as a person. So, I enjoy blah blah blah. I'm good at blah blah blah. I'm not good at blah blah blah. But remember, you are writing a gerund, a verb with an ing form, and you might add something at the end or not, depending on what you want to do. But you should write a complete sentence, what makes sense. Okay? So I give you 3 minutes for that. Take 3 minutes and complete that task. Okay, now we'll move on to this conversation between the teacher and the student. Complete the conversation using suitable verbs from exercise 2 in the ing form. So, from the exercise 2 that we've done, go back to exercise 2 and choose any ing form that will complete this sentence appropriately, that will make sense when you write it in here. So the first one is done for you as an example. It's a conversation, remember, between teacher and student. So teacher, now remember, staying together is important, and so is listening to the instructors. Right. The first thing we'll do is to put up our tent. So student now, what would the student answer? But I'm not good at dash up a tent. What do you think is supposed to be here? So figure it out. I suggest putting. Okay, I suggest putting. So you find the word that best complete this from exercise 2. From these words here, okay? Of course. From these words here, you put them here and just check your work in exercise 2 in your book and complete these sentences, this conversation with it. But I'm not good at dash up a tent. Teacher, don't worry, the instructors will help you. Student, what do we do after lunch? Teacher, you can do water sports. Student, oh, I'm not good at water sports. I don't like dash into the water. That's okay. You can do some of the forest trail activities. What are forest trail activities, miss? Well, dash a trail and dash trees and plants and wildlife. Or there's mountain biking and then it'll be 6 o'clock and time for supper. Hmm. And the good news is we are cooking our own supper over a campfire. Wow. Yes, dash a campfire and dash over it are important survival skills. And dash songs around the fire is really fun. So find gerunds, suitable ing form of verbs to complete this conversation with. Good luck with that. As soon as you are done, then you are done for the day. Submit to me, but you have your workbook with you. Open to activity book, activity 2. The activity 2 is what you will do as homework. In these pages, we have activity 2. Go to activity 2, then that will be your homework for the day. Look through it, fill in the gerunds properly, remember the spelling rules, follow them closely, and I'm sure that you will do just fine. So I hope you've understood what gerunds are, and yes, so good luck to you, and have a good day. And I'm waiting to see your work, okay?